What's the crack, everybody? Yeah, listen to the Discus Larry Collective podcast. Once again, we kind of got a fright at the start of that there, though. I was like, what the fuck's
Oh
going
yeah.
on? But I'm sick of that. But anyway, yeah, so welcome back to the Discus Larry Collective podcast. We haven't done one of these in a while. I'm Warren, here with Daryl. And yeah, we've been away for over a week now, but realistically, you know what I mean? We just got signed to WWE. I mean, storyline, writer, whatever you want to call it, booker. So yeah, induction courses. Speaking of courses, every single meal paid for. Thank you, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. No, I'm joking, joking. Obviously not.
€4 Tesco meal deal.
Yeah, that's actually what we've been eating, yeah. Whatever. So yeah, good to be back anyway. But so we're gonna do this kind of I suppose you could say like fantasy booking kind of thing. Uh I suppose we could use that line from Brian Pillman that we were saying.
Mr.
Respect
Bookerman.
I respect you, Mr. Bookerman. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do like a bit of a Raw rebuild because Raw still, yeah, pretty much the lowest of the low right now in terms of all the weekly wrestling. So yeah, what better way to start and let's get the trowels out, boys. Start doing a bit of weeding. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go through the Raw roster and basically swap around a few people with SmackDown. We'll keep it just to SmackDown. For now,
Well, if you want to dip one toe into the NXT waters,
yeah.
yeah.
into uncharted territory. But I haven't actually watched that much NXT since the last pay per view, so I'd, yeah, I couldn't tell you too much to be honest. But yeah. So what we'll do is start off. I won't read out every single member of the roster, probably not. But what I'll do is I'm just looking at it here. So in alphabetical order, I suppose. Yeah, in terms of big names, we have AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, I suppose you could say. Elias is pretty big as well. Keith Lee, who's still out. John Morrison, The Miz, Kofi Kingston, Lindsay Dorado. No, believe him to the side. So, Matt Riddle, MVP, big kind of name there. Omos, Randy Orton, Ricochet. Who else we have? Sheamus, Shelton Benjamin. And then Xavier Woods, I suppose. I suppose you could say T-Bar and Mace as well, in terms of the lads. If they were booked correctly, maybe drop them ridiculous names. But so in terms of the men's division, anyway, there's actually Jinder Mahal returned recently as well. He's on there. In terms of the men's kind of division, I suppose you could look at it in a few tiers. You could have, say, like lower mid kind of, not even jobbers, but just lower mid cards, and then I suppose main eventers. I do think they need a new main eventer. Like if I could go in there to say tomorrow and just kind of mix things up, I'd have a new main eventer over there from say SmackDown. Like the likes of Seth Rollins, say sitting on SmackDown, and I understand he's doing some deadly work. Don't get me wrong, like around them, like dipping around the mid card now. Obviously, he has it looks like a feud with Roman Reigns coming up, but I think he could have helped the past few months on Raw. Do you know what I mean? Before WrestleMania and stuff. But actually, no, I won't move Seth Rollins yet. Actually, no, because I want to see Rollins and Reigns. Do you know what I think it'd be cool to bring Cesaro over there because he's after being beaten by Roman Reigns clean as well. I think it'd be cool to have Cesaro jump ship and be like, right, I'll try my hand over here, and it'd be kind of cool actually if he just started kind of chopping away at the main event scene. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe first off, you might see him a big kind of upset to take out the likes of Braun Strowman. Do you know what I mean? Because Cesaro is pretty much the strongest man I think on like WWE television. I think him and Big E are up there, like, so I think that'd be pretty cool. So I think I'd move Cesaro over. I think I'd send Keith Lee the other way to SmackDown. What else would I do? RK Bro, Matt Riddle, and Randy Orton. Although it's fairly cool, it's just going to be the same tried and true thing when it comes to Randy Orton and a tag team, isn't it? He's just going to turn on him eventually. So uh,
Yeah.
yeah, the writing's on the wall already. Like he just didn't even want to be with him. So I'd probably break them up, but I don't even know what I'd do with them to be honest, because I don't want to see Randy in the main event. Do you know what I mean?
Would you move Randy over to SmackDown?
I'd like to see Randy back on SmackDown and in the Intercontinental title picture, like the way he was in the Go For, and maybe it's just because I'm a sucker for the old that kind of belt, like the title championship design or whatever. I'd like to see him win the IC title and bring back that little oval one that Chris Jericho always had and Randy Orton had and stuff like that. I'd like that. I'm trying to think of like tag teams because I know like Raw kind of suffers from tag teams. I feel like they broke up the whole business obviously a few like weeks ago, and then they broke them up again. I suppose you could say, well, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander are gone now. They're not teaming up anymore either, which is kind of annoying because I think that was the only thing they could really do at the time. So now it's just, I think, yeah, you'll see them getting lost in the shuffle over the next few weeks. There's a fella there, Riddick Moss, as well. He's injured, I think, but he didn't do one.
He looked the business though. He did look.
He looks
He had a
great.
good physique and stuff like that to him. So yeah, I don't know what happened with him because they were pushing him, giving him a really big push at the start. So yeah, I think he was injured. So
yeah, Ricochet would be one I'd move. He'd be one of the key ones I'd move because I think he can. Although he's not the most charismatic person, obviously he's not the best on the mic. I do think he has a lot to offer, and WWE fans who mightn't have seen him in New Japan or say Lucha Underground or any other promotion really, they still haven't seen Ricochet as Ricochet. Do you know what I mean?
do you think it'd give him rebrand him like back to kind of what he was with like a face mask and stuff like that, or
like Prince Puma kind of thing that he was doing?
Yeah.
That'd be deadly. I actually think that'd work for him in WWE, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because as I literally just said, he's not the most charismatic, and I think that would definitely help. It's like Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is not the best promo, but he has an allure to him. Do you know what I mean? And obviously he's a legend. Like, but I mean, even back in the day, he wasn't the best promo. So I think if they lack a certain amount of charisma, bang a mask on them. Why not? Look at Mick Foley. No, Mick Foley was great anyway, but he always talks about that. He's like, oh yeah, they put a mask on me and they put me in brown bottoms, and they just didn't want me to do anything. Like, so I think Ricochet, it'd be deadly to see him under a mask and then bang him on SmackDown. Or if not, if they didn't want it and they think, you know what, Ricochet, we could just kind of give SmackDown a bit of a shake up, send them over there, and just let him do like the Ricochet thing. Like, he has some great matches on NXT. Like Adam Cole is the standout one there when he was doing the big lion salt and Adam Cole hit him with the super kick when he was in midair. Stuff like that. Like, do you know what I mean? He's ridiculously good. Yeah, he's a bit flippy for some people's liking or whatever, but I think he's deadly, and I think he'd sue SmackDown down to the ground. To be honest with you, if I could put him anywhere, I'd probably actually put him in the cruiserweight division on the next day with the likes of Escobar, Kushida, Jordan Devlin, and stuff like that. I think that's where you'll see Ricochet as absolute best. But I think SmackDown could be good for him, and especially he'd be around more people who almost were in that same pool of like, we didn't know how good they were as a promo until they got a bit more mic time. I think he'd get that more so on SmackDown. He did a really bad Sheamus impression as well on Raw, just gone. Pretty poor. Not sure if you've seen that. Was rotten.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll stick with them kind of 2 or 3 for now, and then I'll hand it over to you. Is there anyone you kind of want to see on Raw, or you'd move from Raw?
Yeah, like there was a storyline that I wanted to kind of go in the SmackDown direction, but with this, I can kind of pull it towards Raw, and that would be, now this is kind of bringing people back. Someone that we hadn't seen in a while that will seem strange to a few people. But this will be kind of a stable, and it's got to do with Alpha Academy bringing over onto Raw. I'm going to have them kind of starting off feuding with New Day.
Yeah.
So they're feuding with them, and then they're getting their heads thumped in. Jason Jordan comes back, and they're all thumping New Day around. So there's your Alpha Academy, the three lads.
Yeah.
And then Big E's music hits. Big E comes down to make the save.
For the New Day.
He turns around and absolutely destroys the New Day.
Oh.
And then you've got the Alpha Academy, who's Jason Jordan, Otis, Chad Gable, and Big E, who's the leader. But then eventually down the line, I think Keith Lee to come back, and then that's your main stable. So your main event guy who's going to just take over Raw is Big E. He's the leader, and then maybe have Keith Lee going for the US title, and then I was taking it either Jason Jordan or kind of having Shelton Benjamin going into it and kind of guiding Otis and Chad Gable kind of down the taglines and have them kind of as a manager coach.
Savage.
But yeah, I think the five of them or six, whatever way you'd want to go with that, as the Alpha Academy would bring a bit more kind of structure. Kind of like there's no real, like you have the Samoan dynasty or whatever you want to call it with Roman Reigns and stuff, and that it's obviously working. Like, so if
Yeah.
you had something like that you could kind of build on Raw, I think that would be deadly. They dropped the ball on the Hurt Business.
Yeah. Big time.
So like they're lads that aren't getting necessarily that big main event kind of push. But if you went down that direction with them, I think they could just take over Raw. Like,
Yeah.
so you'd have a great tag team. You'd have Keith Lee say going for the United States title, and then you'd have Big E wanting to go for that world title. And then if you had just Shelton Benjamin or Jason Jordan, whatever you wanted to kind of do with it, you could go whatever direction. But yeah, that's what I kind of go down.
That's savage. That's class as well. Like, I'm not just blowing smoke, but that's how a faction should be. Do you know what I mean? It should be built up of kind of like you have established stars in certain aspects, but yet they haven't hit certain heights. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all well and good, say, having five guys who have won the world championship. Do you know what I mean? Or that fucking 50 million time tag team champion, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But with this kind of thing of like the Alpha Academy, who they're knocking on the door of being one of they're the most entertaining tag team, I think, apart from the Street Profits. I think right now, I love the Alpha Academy. I think they're deadly. And then the likes of Biggie, obviously, star, absolute stud, that chap, and
Yeah,
Keith Lee as well. Again, we haven't seen much of him, which is a wreck ahead. Because on NXT, obviously, everyone loved him. And then when he came in at the Royal Rumble 2 years ago, and he was face to face with Brock Lesnar, my God. Like, or actually, it feels like I'm getting goosebumps even thinking about that, because that was amazing. I wasn't expecting that like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, when he
yeah.
came out and then Lesnar was taking the piss, he's like, "Oh, big boy," and all. And then like he knocked Lesnar down with a running shoulder and stuff, and you could see he was pumped to be out there, and the crowd just on their feet. And it's just like WWE. Sometimes they can't have. It feels like they won't allow a star to be naturally kind of born of themselves. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It feels like they have to put their own sprinkle on it, which sometimes ruins it. It's like when he came up to Raw and they start changing his music and all. Do you know what I mean? They changed his music. They put him in like a singlet on top of the shorts, and it just looked very. It looked almost like a created wrestler out of a game. It looked very weird. Um, Again, obviously he might have been comfortable enough with it, and same with the music. That's cool. I'm not saying like, oh, WWE are the worst, but I'm saying it feels like they can't allow something like that to happen. Do you know what I mean? It feels like they have to have that finger in all the pies almost. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, this guy's getting over, right? Let's make a ridiculous T-shirt, stuff like that. Let's make him wear a pendant. So it's just they just have to do it. But that faction, my God, I'd be all over that. All over
That's
that.
what I mean. It's not consistent of like, you're not pulling your top end guys and just mashing them together because they're big superstars. Like you're taking guys who are kind of not getting, they're not noticed that much. Yeah, they are. They're tag team champs and they're intercontinental champs and this, that, and the other. But like that's giving them that push, bringing them back and giving them that push then again. And you're making the Alpha Academy, like, why are you calling it the Alpha Academy? Like, make it more.
Yeah.
Make it mean something more. If you're calling it an academy, make it bigger. An academy is bigger than two people.
Yeah.
So that's where the opportunity. That's why I was sitting down and was thinking, yeah, look, that could be something that could actually work. So another thing that I'd probably bring to the table would be Karrion Kross maybe coming in and having a feud with the Fiend.
Savage.
I think that would, yeah, I think that would work. Like, you don't need to say anything really about it. I think it'd just work.
Yeah.
Like, how would it not work? I think
Yeah.
that'd be great. So you've got the Alpha Academy taking over like as this big faction, and then you've got that kind of allure presence. Like, it doesn't need a title.
Yeah.
So you've got Karrion Kross and then the Fiend, which is great.
Yeah. I think that'd be savage as
I
well.
think that needs to happen down the line, yeah. And even at that, like, you could have, like, I don't know why, but I think you could fit Damian Priest kind of into them storylines, either him feuding with like then the Fiend, down into another pay-per-view, or Karrion Kross versus Damian Priest and then leading into the Fiend. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's a
think that'd
few.
be kind of
What'd you say? A few open doors there with the Fiend and carrying cross and stuff like that. And the likes of carrying cross, I think it'd be cool to see. What would you say if he was feuding with the Fiend? It'd be cool to see him come in and just be like, right, say face to face with him, or some sort of like, I don't know, supernatural shit going on with the Fiend, and then carrying cross just unfazed by it completely, and then almost to the point where it's annoying Bray Wyatt when he's doing the split personality. He's like, oh, why are you not afraid? He's like, why should I be afraid? Do you know what I mean? And then I'd
yeah,
love nothing more than to hear someone on a mic and just turn around and say, when was the last time you won a match? Do you know what I mean? Something like that, and pure like put him in his place almost, and then that's where the Fiend will lose his mind and go then almost. I suppose you could say like Michael Myers out Halloween or that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, right, this all powerful presence, you can't stop him. I mean, like in Halloween, Michael Myers gets roasted with a load of bullets at one stage, and he comes up out of the pool and stuff. Not a bother to him. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them things. They should have built him like they did build him like that first, but then he loses to Goldberg in like wherever it was, Saudi Arabia or something like that. And you're just like, ay, wow,
yeah.
with an absolute botch jackhammer. But that's what I'm saying. Like someone like carrying cross just standing there like stone face, be like, why should I be afraid? It's
Yeah,
like you don't really. It's not even like you don't even intimidate me in the slightest. Do you know what I mean? And it'd be funny if you took the piss. He's like, I'd be more intimidated by your puppets. Do you know what I mean? Or by Alexa Bliss, I'd be more intimidated by. And then he's like, oh, going mad now. He's like, oh, yeah, yeah, that's okay. And he's like snapping, da 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 da. See him ripping the head off a puppet or something. He's like, oh, I'm going to get this fucking,
yeah.
yeah, be deadly. Um,
So yeah, that'd be kind of my two main
Deals
kind
there.
of things to go. Yeah, like you obviously you haven't even touched on AJ Styles. Then you have Bobby Lashley who could fit into a lot of them feuds.
Yeah. I
So
think
like
as well, with the likes of Lashley, I think was it him and Roman could have a banger. I think. Them two could,
yeah,
but again, I feel like I wouldn't even mind actually. Yeah, Lashley hasn't really lost in a while, so I suppose if he lost to Roman Reigns, it wouldn't be too bad. Um, and it'd actually be deadly if they had kept the whole business together and stuff like that. It would have been nice to see maybe coming up to Survivor Series, then the fantasy booking kind of things you could have. You like, oh, maybe they'll do the whole business against the Small Dynasty. Do you know what I mean? Raw versus SmackDown, that would have been whopper. Like, but obviously they killed the whole business by the looks of things, and like I do think they can still come back from it if they have the right players in place. Do you know what I mean? Like the likes of we said it before as well, like Keith Lee coming in to the whole business, that would have been perfect. And I still think they can still do that. I honestly think they could because the fact that he's been off the TV so long now did be it'd be almost I suppose you could say like the writing on the wall in front of you if you'd see Bobby Lashley almost lose the title to say Braun Strowman or Drew again, something like that. And then what next? Keith Lee strolls out. Do you know what I mean? Slides into the ring after a ref bump, takes out thing, whatever, Drew or Braun Strowman. Imagine him hitting Braun Strowman with that big giant pop up power bomb thing. My God, spirit bomb through the absolute ring, and then there you go. Bobby Lashley retains the title, shakes his hand, and then there's your whole business rebuild from there. Then, do you know what I mean? And then if you want to get like, I think they'd be deadly with a woman in it as well. Especially the way like you still have Charlotte on Raw, and she's like, oh, she obviously it feels like Charlotte's going to win the title every time she's on the telly. Do you know what I mean? It feels like they're going to put it on her now this week. They're going to put it on her at the pay per view. So I think if you had a woman in there, and it's almost like the way you have the shenanigans that happen with the whole business a bit, like where they're always distracting people, and then it feels like Charlotte can't get a win. And then you could have Charlotte as a face where she needs to kind of climb back up the rank a bit because she always just comes back and she's just number one contender all the time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think
it wouldn't
me.
surprise me if they put Eva Marie with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, that actually, oh, that'd be deadly. I was thinking Mia Yim at first because I was thinking, oh, because she's with Keith Lee as well, keep it all together. But actually, that would make more sense, I think, with Eva Marie, especially the way she's almost a natural heel as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And a lot of
yeah.
people just hate her because she's not great in the ring. They just hate her because of that as well, especially like the smart marks or whatever. Like that people are just like, oh, she's not a wrestler, rah, 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 rah. And then you're like, yeah, but you're cranking hog to our picture chap, give it over.
Oink oink.
But yeah, even where they'd be savage with them actually.
Yeah, and I imagine I have a feeling she will win the title. I know a lot of people will probably disagree with it, but I think she's been out of the business for so long. They're after bringing her back for a reason. Like she wasn't active. I'd say she will win it, but imagine that like your women's champ and Bobby Lashley men's champ
Yeah.
together, and then obviously then bring in 1 or 2 other people with the Hurt Business or whatever like that. If you wanted to rebuild it, as you said, like
Yeah, there you
whopper.
go. Yeah, I just thought as well actually because she's always pictured with your man Parker Boudreaux or whatever his name is. Um, it'd be cool if they brought maybe him and Rick Steiner's son in as part of the whole business. A bit of added muscle, even. Do you know what I mean? Just to kind of get them that experience of being around the guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It'd be
yeah.
pretty cool. I think the likes of them two fellas though. Rick Steiner's son. I feel pure bad because I can't remember his name. I think his name is Bronson, but I don't want to. I don't want to get that wrong, but I think it's Bronson. But him and Yaman Parker, I think like the way they feel, well, especially Yaman Parker, the way he's on Twitter every day, follows everyone back constantly. Like, oh, how's my fans doing? He's always in the spotlight. It feels like if they put him on NXT, I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. I think, and
Yeah.
I know he's very young and he's, as they say, green, I think, goose shit and all this, whatever, but it's that kind of thing that you need on Raw. Do you know what I mean? Someone to come in, a young kid, or even someone like from like I don't know years past, something like that. You just need someone to come in and just make a statement. Do you know what I mean? Like Lesnar did it himself years ago, like in '02. Like when I was watching back through that, I just remember Lesnar on SmackDown, but he actually started on Raw. The Raw after WrestleMania 18, he slides into the ring and absolutely takes out Goldust, I think, and else now, and he does it the next
Spike
week.
Dudley.
Spike Dudley first, sorry, actually, yeah, that's what it is. And then the next few weeks, he starts wilting his way through these guys and then he wins the hardcore title as far as I remember. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah,
And everyone's just like, wow, this guy, he's only 23 or 24 years of age, he's huge. Da, 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 da. You're like, yeah, that's what you need. Imagine them two behemoths coming down to the ring. Do you know what I mean? Deadly.
like you could have like if you had say Lesnar come back into the ring or whatever like that, and just does a whatever, I'm back, blah blah blah. Next thing you know, your man Parker Boudreaux comes down, and the two of them just stare
Face
at
off.
each other. Your man Parker doesn't say anything; he just kind of looks at him,
Mm.
and it just absolutely makes mincemeat of Brock Lesnar,
Oh,
and
bold
that's it.
statements.
But that's it.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like imagine, like there you
made
go,
man.
and that's it. A made man straight away.
Yeah.
But one 5-minute segment, if even that.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your new superstar in the make.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, that's it. Leave it at that. Just let him come down to the ring every so often and just make mincemeat of small superstars.
Yeah. But the
And
fact he
just
put
walk
the
away.
foot down straight off the bat is deadly. Like,
Yeah, I don't need like Lesnar. That's what I can do to him.
yeah.
And now I'm just gonna pick the little weak things. Just get rid of them.
Yeah.
Get them out of my way.
Conor McGregor.
Imagine that, and then Lesnar's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the head
pretty
off
much.
midgets. Yeah. But yeah, that'd be savage. And if they're face to face in the ring, obviously the crowd, if the crowd was out there, they'll be eating that shit up. And then like, I know me personally, I'd be pretending to scream at the telly. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna scream at the telly because realistically I won't. I'll be like, oh, that's mad. Sitting there like a mouse. Yeah, it's crazy. Because it's at 2 o'clock in the morning over here. I'm not gonna be raw no house down. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, stuff like that. Them two face to face, I'll be like, whoa.
There and there, SpongeBob Socks watching it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my god. Oh, that's an inside joke for another time. But yeah, no, I would imagine sitting there and be like, what the fuck? And then if Lesnar was just like see it around kid, or something touches his hair, right? You know what I mean? Just kind of brushes past him and then Reef Lesnar back. I don't know, some mad finisher. Do you know what I mean? I hope they don't give him a shit finisher though. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like if you look at the F5, that's it. Like that was his finisher from day one. Pretty well. I know WWE used the shooting star press, but from day one on WWE, that was it. It's like that video of Triple H talking to Apollo Crews. You ever see that? And he's talking about how Apollo Crews is so menacing looking, and he's like, "But you're always smiling," and he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." And he's like, "Drop the smile." Drop it. He's just sitting with him at the ring. Like he's like, you should drop the smile. He's like, nah. And then I think he gets him to say something or do something without smiling, and he's pure like trying not to do it. He's like, and then he's asking what his finisher was, and I can't remember Apollo Crews' first finisher, but then he says to him, "You should do something with a bit more impact, like the size you do something with an impact, because then people are like, whoa, that it makes you stand out." Like I think he gets him to do a powerbomb then, and he's like, "That's it, that's money." It's one of them things, you know what I mean? And I think, yeah, like moves can make or break a star, but I think, yeah, if they came in and they had something like an F5 or something crazy like that, you're like, whoa.
What's that move? It's like a rock bottom, but you don't like drop. You just kind of get them up and then just drop them.
Like a Uranagi or something it's called, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like, imagine that. Like, that's just something simple.
Yeah.
That and say like Bradshaw's clothesline from hell or something.
Yeah.
Simple moves like this. You don't need to be doing that, but that's it. They're not moving. They're like, oh, there you go. See you later.
Big discus lariat. Why not?
There you go. There you go.
That'd be my finisher. But you have to make a big noise. You know what I mean? Like if you were doing one of them big Uranagis, and then get one of them kind of noises going, like that just
imagine you doing a discus Larry, your whole hair to be just wrapped around your face.
Oh, stop! Yeah, I'd miss them completely. Airball, and then hopefully they'd sell. If not, I'd look like a fool. But then again, if they sold, they'd look like a fool as well. And then it'd be all over Botchamania, and I'd be
famous.
Yeah, that's it. Accepting bookings. Book Warren Gary at gmail.com. But yeah, so I suppose we'll move on to the women's division just to kind of rejig something there, like before we jump off. I suppose. I think Becky, like Raw needs Becky Lynch, 100%. Personally, I do think that. What was I going to say? Yeah, because you have Bianca Belair, Bailey, stuff like that on SmackDown. I think they're doing some good stuff. Do you know what I mean? I don't really mind that. Sasha obviously hasn't been seen since WrestleMania.
Carmella you have there as well. So.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if they wanted to, I was gonna say bring Sasha Banks over to SmackDown, but we've seen Sasha and Bailey now for a while, and yeah, and we already seen Sasha and Bianca. So yeah, maybe. Jesus, yeah, Becky to Raw. Fuck it, Carmella to Raw for something different. Well, I know she's been on Raw before, but, and then let me see. I'm trying to look here. Shayna Baszler at SmackDown. Let her absolutely dominate. Let her go through everyone.
Warren's got all the divas on his yoke there in bras and thongs. That's what he's looking at now. That's how he's judging things.
All them loading screens from SmackDown 2 and all, like all posed and all. That's what it is. Yeah, Shayna Baszler at SmackDown. That needs to happen. It needs to happen as soon as possible. In my eyes, anyway. Alexa Bliss, maybe take some time off. I'm sick of it. I don't care. It's like Sasha Banks. I was kind of getting sick of her, but like with the feud leading up to her and Bianca, but then the match was an absolute belt out, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to see more. And now she's not here, and I'm like, I actually don't mind it. It's alright, take some time off. Well, because really, see, you only really see the same 6 women, and they're recycled a bit more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you are not seeing, say, Asuka and Charlotte feuding, you'll see Bailey and Sasha feuding. Do you know what I mean? Or they'll be in a tag team and there'll be a bit of animosity here or there, that kind of thing. Or if they'll switch the heel and face. It always feels like it's the same 4 to 6 women. And I think with the likes of, I'm just saying here actually, it says Eva Marie is on Raw. I forgot about that actually, yeah. Because you're saying that she'll be in the whole business.
Yeah.
Whopper, actually, yeah. Yeah, so even start building someone else, you know what I mean? I think it'd be pretty cool. It's funny because all I was doing earlier in the year, I was like, oh, build Rhea Ripley, build Bianca Belair, and I'm like, build someone new. But I don't mean straight into title pictures. I just mean something fresh. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, the women's division is actually really hard to even maneuver. To be honest, I like the NXT women's division better. I think. I don't know about you. But yeah, I don't know if there's anyone you would move around from Raw and SmackDown.
I wouldn't really move it around. Just looking at the roster, like the Raw women's roster is actually stacked. Like if you got rid of that the tag team kind of side of it, I genuinely would push Mandy Rose. I think Mandy Rose could be a star. She's not getting enough in-ring time. As even in a tag match, if she's in a tag match, she's not getting enough in-ring time. If she got singles run properly, I think she could be a star, like a proper, like she's got the look to her, like as Trish did or whatever before. So I think if she turned on
Dana, is it?
Dana, yeah, or if Dana turned on her maybe, and then
keep her
had
facing,
Mandy keep Mandy face, and then she goes on, and then she has like say a non-title match, or if she had it like that time when she faced Charlotte, she just beat Charlotte, and that's it. You're like, what the fuck just happened? And next thing you know, yeah, she's just up running against Rhea Ripley, and she's having absolute stellar matches all the way up, like trying to get after Rhea Ripley, and then wins the title. Like, that's something so fresh. You're like, what the fuck has just happened?
Yeah.
And then she's fighting against Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke is coming back at her now again after she has the title. And then like it's completely new and fresh. And then, like you said, maybe have Carmella over. Dana Brooke versus Carmella, or Carmella versus Mandy Rose, or anything like that. And then you have Eva Marie then coming into the mix. And that's like a whole different women's division. And then you're not even touching the likes of Charlotte and Becky, and who else is on it? Like Rhea Ripley, yeah, keep her obviously in it. She's new. Asuka, Alexa Bliss. Like, so many. You have Naomi there as well, actually. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. I haven't even mentioned that.
Yeah.
But you're building complete new stars into the women's division, and then add in a women's mid card belt.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, and I think because of the women's tag team kind of division, it is like a lot of them are suffering from it. Like Naomi was top of our game over, say, about 2 years ago. I think that's when she was real. Like, you were like, whoa. It felt like you couldn't even miss a Naomi match because they were actually really good. Like, do you know what I mean? They were pure stellar matches. And then she's in a tag team with Lana. Then you look at, say, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler killed everyone on NXT. Do you know what I mean? And then not 2 years ago, 1 year ago, I don't know, she was like fighting Becky Lynch for the title. And now she's thrown to a tag team. So there's two big ones anyway that are suffering from it. And then Mandy Rose is another one. She was starting to be billed as a star. And then again, gone into a tag team. And they're not even big tag teams or good tag teams, you know what I mean? They're just tag teams for the sake of it. I feel like I've said tag team about a million one times, but whatever. That's what we're on. But it's actually horrible, like, to see, because there's so many great ones. Like, just them three alone: Naomi, Mandy Rose, Shayna Baszler. Like, and yet they're not getting, like, as you said, the ring time. And even if they were losing week in, week out, that's grand. But if they were having even 5 minutes, you'd be impressed to the point where you're like, do you know what? All right, I want to see more. But you're not even getting that. You're getting a 2.5 minute squash that might even have ads in it. You know what I mean? And the same winners or the same dodgy finish every week. So yeah, I think drop the tag team thing. I'm with you on that. And then just have them all like rebuild or build new single stars. It just makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, like have a women's TV title or whatever, and then like, so while someone's chasing that title, yeah, you've got the rest that are kind of fighting for something else, and it's keeping relevant.
Yeah.
Instead of the tag team match, like, it's just tag team is just, it's really gone stale now at the minute. We haven't got enough women's superstars to be proper giving you fresh matches.
Yeah, because you're only seeing the
need
same
to have
three teams.
you need to have a roster of about 25, 30 women, like, to be, you know, going for tag team titles and a mid card belt and a heavyweight belt.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. How many do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 there women on the Raw roster. One of them has the title. 2 have the tag team belts. They're left with 10 women who are
split between.
One hasn't even made her appearance yet. Alexa Bliss isn't even doing that.
Yeah.
So you have eight or 9 that are just mixed between tag teams and singles.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get rid of the tag belts, get a mid card belt in, and either that or else bump up your women's roster.
Yeah. I completely agree. Yeah, because it's just, there's nothing else to say about it. It's literally, it's so bad as tag teams. Like, if you look back, I say Edge, Christian, Hardy, Studleys. Who else did we have? Hardcore and Crash Holly. Yeah, that's mad that we both went to them number 4.
Yeah, APA.
Billy and Chuck.
You had Billy and Chuck. You had, what were they called? Right to Censor.
Right to Censor, yeah. I suppose, you could even throw in the likes of the Headbangers and stuff around the late.
New Age Outlaws.
Yeah. That's a lot of tag teams already. And there's probably ones that are staring at me.
As well, at one stage.
Yeah.
You had Coin Toy at one point as well.
Yeah.
And what were they fucking knobs called? The Spirit Squad.
The Spirit Squad, yeah. If you were jumping about 10 years in the future, I think. Quite into this for the squad. There's a comedy match that I would pay to see, actually. If you think about
Oh,
it,
stop.
that'd be gas. Yeah, so the women's division pretty much, yeah, I suppose that sums it up really. It is a great like talent pool, but it's not it when it comes to tag teams and this, that, and the other. You're kind of just pulling them, stretching them thin. So I suppose in terms of closing this out, just to kind of have it all, I suppose, together, if anyone is watching this to the end after about 50 minutes of chatting. But let's see. So if you were to, so let me see. Yeah, tag team champions, your world champion, your women's champion, and the United States is on Raw. So yeah, United States champion. What would you have as? Would you have them as that group you are saying? The Alpha Academy? Would you have them having a clean sweep?
I don't think I'd have it as a clean sweep. No, I think I'd have Big E as world champ. I'd have Otis and Chad Gable as tag champs, and the United States Championship, I'd probably have to give it to probably AJ Styles to keep that kind of real kind of what's called a prestige on a title. You know,
Yeah.
give it a real kind of. It's not just being getting lost in the shuffle. That you're having your kind of one of these main superstars
Carry
kind of
it.
still win it. I know Sheamus has it, but like AJ Styles is, he's a bigger name.
Yeah.
So even though AJ is bigger than Big E, AJ has the lower belt.
Yeah.
So it's a good way of kind of keeping everything kind of balanced.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, it's like Benoit with the US title.
Yeah.
Near the end of his kind of life, whatever, he had the US title, and he was having like a best of 7 series with Booker T and stuff, and it was just must watch TV. Like,
Like imagine that then. Yeah, AJ Styles versus Keith Lee for the US title, best of 7.
Oh my God, printing
Grab the
money.
popcorn, baby.
Oh fucking hell! Yeah, they're right. Though, I'd be all over that, like white on rice.
Yes.
Petty Faloo. Who would you have as women's champion? Eva Marie. Would you go with that?
No, I'd probably go with Mandy Rose. Something different.
Oh, Mandy. Yeah. Suppose, yeah.
Probably go with her just because she got the push. You know, she was getting thrown into the limelight for so long. Just give it to her. See what she can do with it.
Yeah.
And it's given something new and fresh completely to Raw.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think. What about you? Let me hear it. Let us have it.
Let's have it. In the wars of Delia Smith. Where are you? Let's be having you. I will go with the women's champion. So let me see. Do you know what? I'll go with Naomi. Just because I feel like she's well overdue. Even if you look back from when she first came in as part of the Funkadactyls, I think. Remember with Brodus Clay and thing?
Yeah.
All the way from back there. Yeah, the absolute hog. All the way back there. And then if you look at how well she's come on since, I think at least one title run, like, you know what I mean? For a good long while. But yeah, I'll go with Naomi for the women's. For the tag team titles. That's where I hit a wall now. Let me see. Trying to think. Oh. Tag titles. Tag titles is an awkward one now for me. I might go with Jesus. I'm gonna go with Miz and Morrison.
Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman.
Oh, look at that, the Wyatt family back at it again. That's a good shout, in fairness. Do you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see. Actually, it's completely out of left field. Because I was saying about putting Ricochet on SmackDown, but if Ricochet stays on Raw, I'm going to put Ricochet in the tag team with Jeff Hardy. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the belts on them. 2 boys who are high flying. One who's really good at it. One who used to be really good at it, and looks like he hurt himself and he does a swanton bomb nowadays. So I'm going to put him there. So I'm going to go. He always lands on him as well, like if you're on that chest. But I'll go with them 2 boys as a tag team. And then let me see. US. Go on. I'll give it to Keith Lee. Why not? Big Keith. And then world champion Cesaro. I'm I'm going to put on Cesaro.
Cesaro.
Yeah, because if he's coming over to Raw, he needs that big juicy push. Let him. Do you know what? Actually, let him beat Bobby Lashley in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he needs a new suit. He's wearing his dad's suit.
It'll fit him. But yeah, Cesaro for world champ for me. I said it actually when we were doing like WrestleMania predictions. In about 6 months' time, he's going to be world champ. Let's do Cesaro. Don't make me out to be a lawyer. So
yeah,
Cesaro world champ. Let me see. We will have R-Truth as general manager because why the fuck not? He'd be better than anyone else, I think, at this stage. Adam Pearce just doing absolutely nothing, getting over like literally. I'm not even gonna get into Adam Pearce, and it's nothing against the man. It's about the way they have him on the TV, looking like a sausage every week. So yeah, one night you can make a tag team match, one night you can't. Oh, my hands! It's like how the fuck? It was out of your hands. Yeah, I suppose we'll leave it there then, because I'll go on an absolute tirade on this poor man.
I go with MVP for general manager.
Love it.
I think he'd be a good too.
I love that actually. Yeah, that'd be whopper. He's betting the Ghost of Tsushima right now. Actually,
is he?
Yeah, he's always going on about it on his Instagram. Yeah,
man has time in his hands.
He does, yeah. So yeah, that'd be deadly. Do you know who we actually completely overlooked?
Who?
Omos.
I know. But you don't need to. He's 7'18". He doesn't need to be looked over. He's looking over everybody else.
Yeah.
That's a lad that doesn't need it. Again, he doesn't need it. He just goes out and smashes everybody.
Yeah.
He does what he wants.
When he wants.
He does what he wants, you know.
Giant Omos. He does what he wants.
you know who would actually be a rapid tag team?
Who?
Is John Morrison and Ricochet.
Yes, actually. Now that you say it, Jeff Hardy hit the bricks. John Morrison, you're in. Yeah, John Morrison, my God, and Ricochet. Fucking hell. You want to have them lucha ropes? Nice and tight. I love that. That'd be whopper, actually, because do you know what, actually? No. Jeff Hardy, you're back in. You're back in. Tag team champs. Forget about Keith Lee. John Morrison's the US champ.
Ooh,
Keith.
Well, let's see Keith now in the morning when I'm in the office, so I'll say that to Keith.
Do, yeah. Just tell him it had to be done. It's payroll are up my ass right now.
Yeah, you need to get rid of them shorts.
Yeah, they want a new attire. They want a whole new team song, Keith.
Yeah. We want your SpongeBob Socks.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna be absolutely shot dead if I even tell that story on here. It's nothing to do with me, though. Let me tell you that.
Oh
yeah. Oh God. Right, we'll leave it there before I get slated anymore. And yeah, we'll call it a day. That was us coming back, I suppose. A little Booker Man episode. Yeah, feels real good to be back.
Before we go, one more thing. I know we talked about it before.
Let's hear it.
But Roman Reigns, who do you think is going to be the man to beat him?
Whoa.
Realistically, with the roster. The Rock and him are miles down the line. Down the line. It's not happening this year. I reckon he'll lose the title this year, but who do you think?
Big E.
Big E.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Big E. I think both of us are agreeing on that.
Yeah. Stamp it, sign it, seal it, deliver it. It's Big E all day. Has to be.
He's the Cumberland sausages. He's the business. So
he is.
Big E, the Cumberland sausage of SmackDown.
Oh my God. But yeah, he has it all. He has it all.
Does.
And you can put it in anything. You can put a Cumberland sausage in a stew. You can put a Cumberland sausage in a pizza. What else you can do? You can put it in a chicken ballotine if you want. Get fancy with it. Why not? So
put on some SpongeBob socks and you can do something else with
it. Big E is beating Roman Reigns. I don't care what anyone says. Big E is beating Roman Reigns for that big, juicy Universal Championship. And do you know what I hope he does then? I hope he bins it. I hope he does a Medusa, takes out the thing, bang, puts it in the bin. Do you know what he does then? Makes his own belt from scratch. You see him in a workshop doing it. Whatever about big gold and the history behind it, I don't want to see him with a spinner either. No, I want to see him carving a new belt out himself.
A pancake belt.
big pancake belt. Why not? Do you know what I mean?
With E written.
Backwards. Why not? Let's do it. It flashes, it shoots out fucking sparklers. I don't know, but that's the level that this man's at. He's up here. Do you know what I mean? So he can't do any wrong. That's what we're trying to get at. So I think he could come out wearing whatever, doing whatever, fighting whoever. But I think if he beats Roman Reigns, he's already a made man. I think in my eyes, Big E's a made man. I suppose you could say the trajectory is all the way up. But I think that's a good way to close this. Yeah, Big E, world champion in the next, say, 6 months.
The future
is here. Big E. And then we have a Michael Bay trailer going, and it's just all Big E's best moments. And yeah, let's just finish it there. So
him absolutely thumping AJ Lee into the chest.
Remember that?
Dolph Ziggler. Oh,
bad out, wasn't it? Chest caved. Fair fuck though. No, but it's actually funny because I remember seeing the thing. I don't know if it's just on YouTube or what he's talking about. Like Big E, and he's like, "Oh, I felt awful," because you would, I suppose, especially a man of his size, caliber, is literally getting hit in the chest with a mortar. I'd say it's like whack, sent to orbit. But yeah, the man can do no wrong, as you're saying. So yeah, we'll leave it there. That was us kind of rebuilding Raw and whatever, this, that, and the other. Funny because mainly we just talk shy. After every time we made a pick, we were like, "Oh yeah, we'll put this person on Raw," and you know why? And then we just went down the rabbit hole. But
this is weeks worth of minutes that we've built up.
That's it. Yeah. If anything, I might just leave it as dead silence now for the next maybe 3 hours. Just let record. I'll go off and do my own thing. You go off and do yours. Just put it up onto YouTube.
Cool. See you later.
7-hour video. See you later. No, but yeah, that was us. They coming back with a Book a Man episode. We'll have another podcast tomorrow. If Glenn's on, we'll do like a thing about New Japan, stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully now this is the start of more regular scheduled programming, because I'm all over the place. Had to come back to work. You're all right because you've been working. You're all right, but I am just like, I cannot. I come home from work and I'm half asleep. I go to work and I'm half asleep. And then
spending too much time braiding that hair, pal.
Yeah, if you can see that,
get rid of it.
Look at that. Whoop. Oh,
put a saddle on him. Giddy up.
What's the name of that race and that Travelers do again?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh fuck, I can't remember. If you know, leave it in the comments because I can't remember. It's something gas though. Shanky? No, it's Silky Racing.
Oh,
Silky Racing, is it? Oh fuck, I can't remember. Something like that. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Anyway. Oh yeah, jeez, they're bombing up the M50. I'll bother to them, holding up everyone behind them. But yeah, thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much for watching. Yeah, as I said, we'll be back here tomorrow anyway. We'll do a quick one about the New Japan and WWE partnership, if that is a thing, or if it's Dave Meltzer talking absolute brown from his ring piece of a mouth. But yeah, so yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to watch more lengthy conversations like this, where you don't know what we're going to talk about, and you don't even know when we're going to end the video because I keep talking. I can't stop. Dinner's freezing downstairs, I'd say. But yeah, whatever. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for listening. Wherever you get your podcast, give us a follow. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And then socials. Let me list them off for you. Bebo.com / no joke. Hey, myspace.com / no. So yeah, Discus Laria Collective on Instagram, Discus Laria on Twitter, and then yeah, until tomorrow, we'll see you soon.
We're back, baby.
Yeah.